The ICE method is a super simple way to turn off your fight, flight, freeze, stress response. ICE is an acronym that stands for I, identify, identifying an issue that matters in your life that's not calm. It can be in the present, it can be in the past, or it can be even an anxiety or some emotion about the future. C stands for calm. That actual process of moving into a calm state that turns off your fight, flight, stress response. It's as simple as what you put your mind on, the system of your body will follow. A simple example of that is if you're in a crosswalk and a car's not stopping and it's going to run you over, you will observe with your mind that this car is coming at you. Your body will have an instantaneous fight, flight response. And you're going to be running out of the way without even consciously really thinking about it. Your fight, flight, freeze response just got triggered. If you can use a conscious process to bring your body back to a calm state, then as I said earlier, over 1,000 different chemical reactions are going to happen. Your body is going to move into a state of restoration and rest and healing. Now the thing is, in our lives, we spend much of our lives in a stress mode where the body is acting as if a tiger is going to eat us, that there's an immediate physical danger, when in fact, those stresses, although they're big deals in our life, typically are not an immediate physical danger, like that car that would be running us over in the crosswalk would definitely be a physical immediate danger. Most of the stresses we face are not an immediate physical danger. And so this calm process recognizes this. As soon as you recognize there's no real tiger here, then I'll show you this calm process. Just look at a point. Any point, out on the wall or outside. If you're outside, choose a point. A branch of a tree, the tip or corner of a window, edge of a plant, whatever. When you observe that, your body always follows your mind. I'm looking at the corner of a chair right now. And because my attention is focused on that corner of the chair, my body gets the signal because it's always there to serve me. The body is always the servant of the mind. That, wow, that's what Lars wants me to do right now, is to observe that corner of the chair. And so the body supports me in that. And it's a very simple process. So there's really not much for the body to do. And if you're doing that right now, if you've chosen a point and you're observing it, you may or may not, but you may actually notice a subtle relaxing of your body because your body doesn't have very much to do right now. Before this, it was just attending to all the things that were on your mind. When you put a simple thing on your mind, the body moves into a simple mode. The rest of this calming process is to observe a second point. Not too far from the first one, but just observe that too. It's the exact same thing. Your body is following the instruction of your mind, the conscious attention of your mind. Again, if you're doing that, you may notice a subtle relaxing in your body. Your body is now attending to a simple point, rather than all of the things that are going on in your life right now, the things you're worried about from yesterday and in your past, and the things you're stressed about the future. Normally, the body is supporting you and feeling stress because it wants to do its very best job to support you in everything that you have on your mind. When you put a simple point as your conscious focus, your body relaxes. And the third part of this calming is notice that between the 2 points you've chosen, there's stuff in back of it, but between any 2 points, there's a space that's empty, a space that has nothing in it. And if you'll bear with me and just observe with your conscious mind this space that has nothing in it, you will do a remarkable thing for your life. You will be observing nothing. You will be observing that there's nothing in your outside world that needs your attention right now. And that, for most of us, is a very different space to be in. And when the mind puts its conscious attention on nothing, then the signal to the body, to the 50 trillion cells of your body, is that there is nothing that they need to do right now in the outside world. I'll explain the science of this if you click through to the next video. But the amazing thing is that when the body's cells, those 50 trillion cells, actually don't need to do anything to support you for the present moment, this exact moment, what do? They automatically turn towards rest, restoration, and healing. Okay? If their energy is not needed in the outside world to protect you from perceived stresses, then they turn to rest, restoration, and healing. This is where the 1,000 different chemical reactions happen. Now the cells of your body can better take in and metabolize the energy of the food that you've eaten, because the cell wall, the cell membrane, is actually more open. They're more able to get rid of waste products. And that's why if you're doing this process, observing nothing, you may actually notice that you feel more relaxed in this present moment. Your body is now in a state of rest, restoration, and healing. Even your DNA strand, which gets used when we're stressed, starts to repair itself. And cells in stress mode don't do a very good job of communicating with each other. When you're in rest and relaxation mode, they immediately begin to communicate with each other and say, what do you need? Producing the chemistry of health. If you did nothing else, learning this one exercise of moving into the calm state when there's not a real threat would make a huge difference for your health. So I stands for identifying an issue. Calm stands for actually getting separation from that issue. Emotional separation, moving into a calm state just for the moment. And then E stands for exchanging peptides. And I'm going to explain that in the next video. It's based on a recent scientific discovery only from the year 2000 called memory reconsolidation. Literally, you can actually bring the chemistry of this calm state that you're enjoying if you're observing nothing right now. You can bring this chemistry back to replace the chemistry that got stored during traumas of the past. Now, I don't know about you, but many people with fibromyalgia can identify traumas in their past. And those impact the way that we perceive the world. In fact, many people with fibromyalgia, not just people with fibromyalgia, but many people, maybe most of us, have our fight, flight, freeze, stress response stuck in the on position because we've experienced the world through different events such that we always need to be prepared for danger, a threat that might arise at any time. Or as one person said about her particular experience, even when something good happens, I'm always afraid the other shoe is going to drop and something bad is going to happen. The fight, flight, freeze, stress response is always on. E stands for exchange. We can actually go back and bring calm to those traumatic memories. And it's a remarkable experience, but I've experienced it so many times with so many people that I utterly depend on it now. That if you have one of those traumas and you pay attention to it right now, you may actually feel a sensation in your body, right? Your gut tightens, your chest tightens, your shoulders seize up, your back starts to hurt, or a headache arises. Very, very common. But when you use the E process, right, that's what you just identified. You move into a calm state and now you observe back on it. You will actually bring the chemistry of calm back to previous situations, experiences, memories that are stored in your life. It's a remarkable finding, memory reconsolidation. It's a laboratory discovery. And when I read about it, I said, my gosh, this makes sense in terms of what might happen for our real lives. I've used it for myself, for friends, and for many, many clients. If you've experienced, and we all have, life, we store it as chemistry in the synapses of our brain cells. I'm going to explain that in the next video as an introduction, and then I'm going to invite you to become a member of this website to read the book Fibromyalgia Relief and have this process make a difference for your life based on the discoveries of science and a process that applies directly to whatever you've experienced in your life. Again, the ICE method stands for I is identify, identifying an issue, past, present, or future. C, moving into the calm state, that little brief exercise I just showed you. Other ways to get there, but this is a very simple way, right? You can use it anywhere. And then E, this amazing discovery that we can actually exchange peptides in the memories that we have stored, right at the synapse, the connection between the neurons in our brain. And that, when those are calm, has an enormous effect on our physical well-being. All right, if you've got energy to click through, the next video I'm actually going to talk about the science that I base this ICE method on, so that you know where it's coming from. And hopefully, you'll want to engage it for your life. Thank you.